Higby, and I just sat through Lynn's presentation. I'm going to tell you, it really turned my life upside down. This is actually the third time I've heard it. And the way to deal with people who are grieving, I have been doing it all wrong for a lot of years. So her tips and the Bible verses and the way it all got together, I'm starting to get a little bit better at it. In fact, I just walked over here from sending a text to one of my grieving friends.
But put yourself in the situation where a good friend of yours has had a deep loss. Do you find yourself thinking any of these things? I have no idea what to say to him, and I don't want to say the wrong thing. I'm afraid I'll make her cry. I'm afraid I'll cry. I don't want to make things worse. I don't want to bring it up. I don't have the gift of compassion. I'm not really a nurturer. You want to learn how to stay connected to your friend when life throws them a curveball. If you feel like disappearing into the automotive section at Walmart when that grieving friend walks through the front door, then I'm glad you're here, because this is for you. And I'm here to help you with all of this, because who doesn't want to be a blessing to their grieving friend? I know I have often eased my guilt of not reaching out to someone that was hurting by reminding myself that I was praying for them. And don't misunderstand me. Prayer is necessary. It's powerful, it's God-ordained, it's important. So please don't stop praying. But James is also calling us to action here. Don't just pray that someone would be warm and filled. Give them food and a warm blanket. Don't just pray that God would raise up someone to take your grieving friend to coffee. Be the one that calls and invites them. Yes, pray, but then step out of your prayer closet out into the streets. So I'd like to add one more why for it to our biblical list based on what Jamie just told us. If we feel tempted to step back from our grieving friend, hoping and expecting that someone who does have that gift of compassion steps in for us, if we think that they won't notice that we aren't there, remember this: your absence from their life is not a neutral effect. It is hurtful. We do know who's not there, and it's painful. And it comes at a time in our life when we feel like we can least afford additional heartache. So this is me asking you to search your hearts in this area. Ask God to give you a desire to help those that are hurting. Tap into the power of the Holy Spirit, and then step out in faith, trusting that the God who personifies love and compassion will equip you for that journey. It affects the way that we look at their grief, and especially the way we wish their grief would look. A wise widow friend said to me early on, "Lynn, people want you to get over this quickly so that they can feel better." Kind of funny and kind of true. So let's take a deep look at the length and depth of grieving. What are the risks that you run with these well-at-least statements? They can take you down a very wrong road. I have a friend who lost her son in a car accident many years ago, and someone actually said to her, "Well, at least you still have your daughter." Really? Not helpful. Oh my gosh. And you know what I most wanted you to listen to? What I most wanted to talk about? Dale. And the life that we had. And what I loved about him. And my memories. And if you knew him, I wanted to hear the good things you had to say about him. And if you didn't know him, I wanted to fill you in. Because talking about our loved one does not remind us of the loss. Seriously, it is there all the time. But being able to talk about them can be incredibly healing. How many of you have ever said to a grieving person, "If you need anything, let me know"? Yeah, okay, I know there's more hands out there. I know we've all done it, yeah. I've done it a lot. And you know, we do have the best of intentions. If you want to go to coffee sometime, let me know. If you want to go to dinner, let me know. If you want to go to a movie, let me know. If you need anything, let me know. But when you hear that a lot, and we do hear that a lot, it can become overwhelming. And sometimes the grieving person does not have the strength to do the reaching out. Sometimes it's all we can do to just get out of bed in the morning. So be the person that calls up and says, "I want to set a date to go to dinner." And then be the person that understands if we just can't do it. But don't give up on us.